Attention. How do you get it? And more importantly, how do you keep it? That's what I want to cover with you. My name is Mario Ficini. Welcome to the Mario Ficini Show. I'm going to be your host for this evening, and I just am excited to share with you. I had a fantastic day, and a lot of stuff was on my heart and on my mind, and thank you for your feedback, for the private messages, for the comments on the page, and letting me know, hey, you want a little bit more, so that's what I want to deliver to you. One of the most important things you can do with your business is what I talk about here. And if you were unaware, if you're joining me for the first time, this is my newest book, The Expert Authority Effect, and step 1 of the 7-step process is attention. So what does that mean to you? What does it mean to your business? Well, it means everything, because if you don't have attention, no one's going to know you exist. So let's talk about it. Let's do a sound check, a level check, an audio check, a high five check. Check this out. Let me know what type of business you're in. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how the audio looks. Let me know how the video sounds. Maybe even vice versa that. I want to make sure we can communicate. We're going to have some fun here, but it is so vitally important. I'll give you a second to do that. Let me know how the audio and video looks, sounds, and all that good stuff. So the thing is, so many people go, well, that's just common sense. That's just common nature. I know I need to give attention. I need to know that. But, where'd Bubba Doo go? The green doll, if you've ever seen any of my shows from last year. Hey, Stephanie, how's it going? Looking and sounding great. I appreciate that. So now I know the audio's working, because when I was at Lowe's the other day, I was very inspired about how your user experience is. What is your user experience with your clients? Do you treat them as transactions, or do you provide a transformation? And it was based on my live experience. I literally got back to the car and went live, only to find out 4 hours later there was no audio on all of it. And it was honestly really good. So guess we'll have to redo that one. But the attention, I need to find something to throw. Here we go. That's attention getting. But does that help you one bit in your business? You may have had a stressful day, and that may have entertained you, but it doesn't really help you. What you have to do, no matter what business you're in, and anyone watching this, right now, a minute from now, when you're seeing this, when you can see me and hear me, type in the chat below, this is my business, and then put your business there. No matter what your business is, how are you getting their attention? There's things you can do that make sense, and there's things that make absolutely no sense. But more importantly, how are you connecting with them? How are you connecting with them? I can get your attention, but that does nothing for you. You have to go to step 2. And that there's a psychological thing that goes on in your brain with the way your brain works. You can't just get attention. You have to give your prospect a reason to keep paying attention. And in my first book, it's all on video marketing. And I remember coming up with the quote because I was thinking, what is really good? Why would someone want to do video marketing? And this is years ago. There was no live casting. There was none of this. This is so simple now. And I need to get one of those cups. I found them. They're mugs. And they say, don't confuse your Google search with my law degree. Noel, how's it going? This just popped up. Ooh, that's new. Noel likes your video, and it popped up in the little corner over here. So yeah, like the video, and I'll see who's on here. But it's don't confuse your Google search with my law degree. And now everyone's like, oh, I know all about video. But my question is not, do you know about it? Are you doing it? And if so, how well? Well, I know about Twitter. I know about Instagram. I know about all this. Everyone knows about it. I know how to annoy people, but I try not to be good at it. I know about race cars. I would really like to drive one. I know about freaking spaceships. I would like to drive one, but I haven't yet. So I'm not going to advise people on, here's how you drive a spaceship. I would probably start with making sure there's fuel and, turn on the ignition or hit the button or whatever they do. Maybe get approval from NASA, maybe not. Way to go, Elon. But the thing is, does it make sense? What is your ultimate goal? You don't need to be on Facebook. You don't need to be on Twitter. You don't need to be on Pinterest. And hey, Don, how's it going? Don asks, are you a lawyer? No, but almost. I was, before I decided to do all of this, I actually did decide, my original plan was go to Wayne State, graduate from there, and then go to law school. But no, I changed courses. I would say midway, but 7 years later, I don't really think is midway. So, but I respect what they do. I've always wanted to help people own the firm and make good money. And that's why I like lawyers, CIA, FBI, attorney, cop, doctor, any of them. They're all service oriented. I mean, any business, you're serving people, but I always wanted to help people. And lawyers can do that. Speaking of lawyers, Robert, are you on here right now? If so, feel free to say hi and feel free to put a link to your, screw it. He is so humble, he probably wouldn't, so I'm going to do it for him. My friend Robert is an awesome attorney, and I'm pretty confident he'll see this at some point. But here we go. If you need a trustworthy attorney, he is the guy. He has been sharing so much stuff recently, and personally, he's helped me with some driving infractions, shall we say, allegedly. And I'm not hiding anything. I mean, I like to have fun, no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. How do I put this on the live cast here? And I hope he's watching, because I would love for everyone to be able to connect with him. But I saw one of his posts last night, and it almost had me in tears, because he has such a heart to serve. And like most people, I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. I take people that are already rock stars and just showcase them a little bit differently so that it makes sense to the marketplace. And there's a lot of people I've been able to work with, and they are like some of the greatest people I know. Otherwise, straight up, I wouldn't work with them. People have to qualify and apply, and I don't work with just anyone. But I am constantly on the lookout for like the real people that aren't just making a difference in the world, but they have the heart too. And I met Robert a few years ago, and he constantly is posting awesome stuff. He helped me. That was firsthand, but it seems like a couple times a week he's saying, just got out of court, helped someone do this, helped someone do this, gave them a second chance, got them stress-free, got them doing all these things. And I'm just like, this is phenomenal. Most people are going, look at me, look at my suit, look at this, look at that. And he's always he's client-centric, one of the things I teach in my training. And I would love nothing more than to have him and 900,000 other people elevated to the highest level possible, because nothing irritates me more than seeing some of the screwballs that are out there going, oh, look at me, I can do this stuff. And I know that they're jackrabbits, because I wasn't going to say the other word. And there are people that, how they are in business boggles my mind. I take it as my personal responsibility. I'm here to serve you. It's the highest thing you can do. And unfortunately, with our digital technical now and age, you can come on here. I mean, truthfully, you can jump on I had to charge this. This baby was on like 12%. I nuke this like every day. 10,000 minutes on the phone years ago, about 38 gigs a month. And why is your battery always low? Because if you're using your phone as a tool, you're going to nuke it, have some spare batteries. But my point was, there are some knuckleheads out there. Ooh, I'm getting really good with the words instead of the ones I want to use. But there are some people who freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom to do whatever you want. I am glad people have the opportunity and freedom to go snap their fingers literally and just go start a business tonight. I am so thankful for that opportunity because I didn't graduate college, somehow managed to get out of high school, and I get to help people around the world on a daily basis, and I absolutely love it. And I don't take it for granted. And there's people out there that really just are morons. And somehow it's like, sometimes they showcase that sometimes they overshadow the people who really should have the spotlight on them. But the people that really should have the spotlight on them are sometimes so humble, they can't see past where they're at. And they really should have more of a platform, in my opinion. And there's a mixture of people that, oh, someone, Karen, how's it going? Welcome. I swear I'll catch up with the comments in a second, but it was just on my heart that some of the people who need to be showcased aren't, and the people who shouldn't be showcased, somehow they're getting all the exposure. So whenever I work with someone, it's very near and dear to my heart, and I'm always on the lookout for good people who, wow, they're actually the real deal. How can we showcase them better? And then it's like, let's go play. And truthfully, it's not that hard, because if you're already a good person, it's really not that hard. It's like a lot of Photoshop and just organizing stuff. I always tell everyone it's like putting a puzzle together. You start with the border, and some people say you need to be able to see it. I would have never guessed that. And I don't know. It's just literally, it's super easy for me to do it for you. It just is. It's my gift or something. But some people, it's a hard thing to do. So I'm not going to get into all the steps and everything. If you want to know more, get a copy of my book or leave a message and we can talk further if you're interested in training and qualifying and applying and all that. But the point is, all you have to do, it's like, it's taking an oyster that's already a pearl. You're already a pearl. You're already a diamond. But maybe you just haven't been polished off in a while, because the world is a nasty place. And there's times I feel down. And that was just the other day. And then I get around good people. And that's why I'm so excited today, because we all need each other to remind us of all the good stuff that we're doing. There's enough people out there doing negative stuff. So as far as the attention, and holy smokes, there's comments. Oh, Robert, you just popped in. Robert says hi. That's him. That's the guy I was talking about. He is awesome. And I put the link in the chat here. You need to check him out. Whether you need him now or in the future, put him in, call him, get in touch with him so you know how to get in touch with him quick should the need arise. So glad you will work with Jane and I in Rotary. Sparky, so glad you will work with Jane and I in Rotary District 6380. Don, I am excited as all get out. I spoke with Jane on the phone last week, and tonight was our board meeting for Southfield Area Rotary Club, Sark Whoop. We had our board meeting tonight, and we have a meeting next Wednesday, new location, and it's going to be fun. Jeff says, what's up? Love you too, Jeff. When do you start on your tour again? When are you leaving again? I know you were in town last week, which was awesome. So as far as the attention, guys, that's not that difficult. You don't need to get creative. You don't need to do all this fancy stuff. I always teach people the highest way to do it, because if you never learn it, you never know. Right now, before I started this, I just wanted to flow. And I was like, I gotta go. I knew you were waiting. And look, it's 11:30 and we got a good group of people here. That's fantastic. And I know there'll be others that check it out and derive value from it. And that's the reason you should also do live videos. Because just because if they're not live now doesn't mean you can't go watch the replay. I watched Allegedly, I didn't watch it, I played it on the drive home. I was like, this is really cool. And it was one of the most well-known marketers in the world who he was encouraged to do more live video. I go, I've been teaching this stuff for 5 years. This year, my first book, Video Marketing for Business Owners. This is 2015. This isn't even my newest one. This came out 2012, 5 years. This is a very surreal time of year for me. This October, right now, is when I first started writing this book. And that's why I had this launch last year. And Jeff was there. He was singing at the event, at my book launch party. And it's very special to me. There's people I turned away. I only wanted the people who knew what it meant. And you can say that about business too, for your for Sparky, for the Rotary. You don't want everyone in the world. Everyone wants to grow their business and grow their organizations and all this stuff. But whoever said you have to let someone in? It's the most preposterous thing in the world. Oh, I got 20 new clients this week. I'm like, did you want them all? That's great if you did. And I know people that get that per day on a qualification basis. But don't ever let anyone take your joy. Don't let anyone ever take your spirit. If you have some guidelines, stick with it. Well, I turned someone away. Good, fire them. Think of someone, this wasn't the topic of tonight, and I've done trainings on this, but think of someone right now. And Jeff, high five, because I'm thinking of what we did last week. Think of someone right now that you really wouldn't miss if you never talk to them again. Doesn't mean you don't love them. Doesn't mean you don't want the best for them, because sincerely, there's a few people I'm thinking of from my childhood that I really wish they were better off. And I'm going to help them as much as I can until I'm no longer here and I'm with God, but like I'm dead. Like he's with me every day, but I mean in heaven. You can't force people, unfortunately. You can't force people. And you wouldn't want to, because that now you have a dictatorship society. But if there's someone that is toxic, look at this little beaut right here. Delete. Whether they were misinformed or not, or you did wrong, or they did wrong, it doesn't matter. Don't hang on to it. Just let it go. Just let it go. So when you're getting the attention, actually, look at that. My subconscious, I've been training it to be more articulate. This actually is flowing back into attention. Attention serves two purposes. And let me cue that baby up. Isn't that hot? That's not professional to say. You know what? It's my business. I can do what I want. And it is hot. Get the branding on there, which is not difficult if anyone really wants to know how to pull this off. It's amazing to me how simple all this crap really is. Either that, or I've just done it so much it's become simple. But you're going, I want more people. I want more people. I want more people. No. Identify who you want and then attract them while you repel. Can you see that? You want to attract like this. Think about your current business structure and systems. What if you had 100 new clients tomorrow? Not customers. I don't like that. I have a lot of customers. That means you look at them as transactions. Clients, you have a fiduciary responsibility. You care more. It's not a transaction. And if you have a clientele business and you're treating them like customers, I'm not saying the grocery store, but even some of those stores, why do you think they're doing so good? Because they treat them more like clients and members and family and all of these things versus just a transaction. No one buys into that crap anymore. Just FYI. So before you buy your next training, before you go to the next seminar, before you go to the next thing, unless it's mine, I'll be saying the same thing. Look at what you already have in your business. You don't need 58 other things. What about these chat bots that come out? You think people really don't know it's a robot? You clearly got by the last 5, 10, 20 years without it. Everything has a time and place, but don't totally jump ship on something just because Facebook or Twitter, Pinterest, or any of these release some update or some crap. Look at your clientele and look how you can serve them on the highest level. Is part of the reason I'm doing this. I have been more agitated in my life than ever. And there's reasons for that, and I know that. It doesn't mean I still don't like it. And I felt bad at times because I want to serve you at the highest level, and sometimes I am just really agitated with things, and it's my own personal because I'm not further along or whatever. And then I don't even say nothing. And I know that one of you, just one of you, even if one of you says, holy crap, I am so, this was bothering me for 2 months, and within 2 minutes you changed it for me. Thank you so much. To me, that's worth it. I've had people, my clients have the quickest transformation. Like, it's great. And I love doing it because it makes me feel good, and it's so good for them too. And yeah, it's very lucrative from a business standpoint, but there's people that I've spoke at a training, they're in the audience and they've just taken copious notes. And then the next time I see them or they shoot me an email, they're like, oh my gosh, I restructured everything. And they got results with it. That's what I'm looking for. I don't do this because I'm bored. I could do 1,000,001 things. Trust me, if you've ever been around me, you know that I'm never bored and there's always something going on in my mind. But it doesn't mean it has to be business. I used to thought it did. I used to think it did, but it doesn't. So what do you think? You can... Transparency. Here's some notes from... Ooh, and a Wi-Fi password from a hotel. These are some of the notes from one of the last things. It's not clean over here, in case you're wondering why I could pick up a pile of notes that quick. But look, here's one of the last ones. Are you losing sales because you don't really know who or how you serve? This was from one of my last events. You don't need to do anything. Grab a sheet of paper and a pen. If you were at my training, any of them, you'd know that. Well, I don't want to say it on here because you should join and learn, but you'll see what I do. As much as I can nail all this and help you, don't overcomplicate it to get the ball going. If you've never done any of it, don't think there's a big mountain to climb. I take you like this. And then when you're ready, you can escalate it. You don't need to worry about all this fancy stuff. This is not my first rodeo. I can pull this off quick. But you know what? Raise your hand, comment below. Have you ever done a live cast? Have you ever used video? Have you ever taken 10 freaking seconds to identify your customers? Comment below. I need more water. For real, comment below. Let me know. Are you what have you spent the last, what day is it? Tuesday? What have you spent the last 2 days doing? Majority. Have you been calling on clients and trying to get sales? Have you been dealing with stuff? Have you been doing all the behind the scenes stuff that may not actually help the bottom line, but you think you need to do it, that can probably be outsourced for about $6 or maybe $7.50 an hour? Jason, here we go. Thank you for your honesty. No, have not yet. That's cool. That's a huge opportunity for you. Have you ever done, I know you've heard me speak on this before. Have you ever done a video? Like, even if you pre-recorded it and then uploaded it, because I know live casting currently is kind of new-ish, depending who you ask and how you're referring to it. Facebook Live only came out a year and a half ago. And then Facebook Live was actually Easter Sunday was my first one I did from the church parking lot for Facebook Live on the phone. And then I was using Meerkat before that, and that was about the year before, 2015. So doing this live from your phone on the go on any social platform for the masses is really pretty brand new. Live casting is nothing new. They had it for the 92 Olympics. How do you think TV got there? It was just insanely expensive. So thank you for your honesty. No, I have not. Stephanie says, no live videos. I would say, have we considered it, but have you considered it? But I know we've talked about it. But Stephanie is a rock star real estate agent, and she can help you with houses, especially if you're in the Detroit metro area. But she has done some really, really good videos, and you will not mind watching her. So Jason says, I have done that before, yes, but personal things and networking groups, but not for comp tool solutions. Jason says, I remember your Easter video. And Jason, yes, I did pause there. I was debating. That was me debating if I should. Did I even sip this yet? I don't want to say I get sidetracked, because some people go, oh, I get sidetracked so easily, like even drinking water, remembering to eat. I don't get sidetracked. I just prioritize the high priority things like you. So if you forget to eat one day, today I didn't. I actually had that cool, I don't even know what it was, but I stopped and I bought something at the, I posted it. It was a sub of some sort. The roast, it was on pretzel bun. It was delicious if you saw that. Jason says, I remember your Easter video. Yeah. So my point with that, and I will encourage you, Jason, jump on, do it. I remember there was one time I did a training last year and I asked the same thing, who's ever done live casting? And it was like a few months old. And there's again about 8 or 10, 12 people that popped on. And four of them said, I haven't done it. I go, well, I'm going to be doing this for another 20 minutes. Go do it. Then send us a link to it. Just 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And 4 of them did it. And then we were going through on how you can improve it for the next one. So one of the things is the lightings. One of the things is here. Oh, and how this all ties back. This is a way you get attention. Woohoo. But you want to be attracting and repelling. It doesn't need to be perfect. I could change these lights. The purple. I just did that because I have a set. I actually have a track over here on YouTube that's royalty-free music. The lights, Philips Hue lights, they're color change bulbs. The audio, the microphone. If you've followed me for any bit of time, you know I normally have that one that's sticking over here. And then one of the last broadcasts, I propped it up, and it looked like a microphone, and everyone was complimenting it. It wasn't even plugged in. It was actually this mic that was picking up the audio. I don't want to pull that too far because it could cause issues. But the point is, if you've never done one, don't think it has to be like this with all the cues and we go 3, 2, 1, we're going live. All this is a button and a thing. You just hit it. All this countdown crap, that's just for effect. So some of this is just TV principles. So let me know your business. Let me know how you serve people, because I want to, dovetail it and wrap it all up with this. Let me know your business. Let me know who you serve and how you're currently getting attention. I remember your Easter video. No live videos. Don't know where to start. Robert, tell me the top 3 things, and I realize you're in the legal field. I get that you can't tell certain things. I get that. Same with financial and medical. But general information. What is the number one thing you could tell anyone in the world that you're allowed to say that would really help them? I have an idea, but I want you to go first. I have an idea because someone actually told me I was doing a live training and there was a lawyer in the room and I proposed the same thing. And he goes, well, and it had to do with moving violation. It was something that applied to everyone, like driving, and because I know no one else on here has ever been pulled over in their life. I could do a quick live or upload videos on quick PC tips or how I can help my clients with their slow PCs. Whoa, bingo. Yes, you absolutely can. What is it? Again, let's same format. See, successful formats have a blueprint. That's why this says your 7-step brain dead blueprint. Because it's pretty much the same for everyone, truthfully. As is your business. If you're having any type of success, you're doing about 80% of the same things, which you can automate and systematize. So, Jason, we'll keep it simple. What is the number one thing people could do to improve their PCs? I have something on this too. I actually told someone this. Truthfully, I told Robert this last night. I love this song. I gotta change it though. I don't know why it's still in here, because if you're doing a live cast, use royalty-free music. Facebook used to slap the crap out of people. Hopefully that didn't get picked up, but if it did, I will still have a hard copy of this, and that's why you always have multiple backups. I like that repelling. Drop in the bottom 10%. There you go. 80% of your clientele is from 20% of the effort. That other little tiny bit, they're sucking up 80% of your time and account for 20% of the revenue. Doesn't mean they're bad people. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be nice to them. But from a business standpoint, if you're taking all your time here to get that much of a result versus this for that, how are you leveraging your time? I mean, some of this. Amir, what's the software you use for live video? Well, that's a loaded question. I use a couple of them. I don't really get hung up in the softwares, truthfully. I use whatever's going to make the most sense to impact the audience for the best. If you're doing it from a desktop, it's one way. If you're doing it from your phone, it's another. It depends. Do you have an Apple? Do you have a PC? Tell me more about you. What is your business and how do you help people? Oh, I love this. They can defrag their hard drives to make their PCs faster. Just one of 100 things they can do. Free tip from PC Dr. J. Hey, Jason, feel free to share a few more. I wanted to make this simple for you. But honestly, when you said one of 100 things, write down all 100. All of those are video topics. Defragging hard drives absolutely is one of the smartest things you can do. I actually have mine set to do it nightly. I used to do it weekly, but you know what? Why not? The most important thing to know is help okay. Jason, tell them about backing up the hard drives as well. Carbonite. Robert says the most important thing to... I'm trying to read this, but I have a bright light there. If any of you want to know how to mute the light and you don't have a softbox, literally before I started this, I ran in the other room where I knew this was stored. It's friggin' tissue paper. I don't have $4,000 for softboxes like you do. Well, one, they weren't $4,000 to begin with, and two, go to Hallmark. It's like $3 for like 40 sheets of it. Drape 2 or 3 of them. That's really more for me. It is so bright. Sometimes when I read these like I just did, it's like, what's going on here? Like, I'm totally legit and of sound mind and body. But if you've ever done anything on camera, you want to use softboxes. Just use softboxes. Robert says, the most important thing to know to help a client with a legal issue is not the law, but the client. Very good. So how do you do that, Robert? Jason, backups. What's that? We use Carbonite. I was checking out their site today because they changed some things around, but absolutely. Defragging it's going to help you It's one of the one things I learned back when I was on the phone with Gateway back in like 98 every day. Just I don't even know what I was doing. But the defragging will help you now for optimal speed. But the backup, if anything happens to your data, you're screwed. I'm currently in the process of getting a hard drive. It's sitting over there. It's going to be about $2,000, $1,850 to get the thing working again. Not really enthused about that because the platters won't spin, which you need a clean room for. Well, how much are the backup services? A lot less than a broken hard drive with a lot of good data on it. So, defrag it, back it up. Jason, let's give him one more. Jason, crazy idea. Do you have a guide that people could download for your service and your business? Here are the top 10 things that you should consider if you're running any type of... I'm hesitant to say PC because some people say, oh, I'm on a PC or Mac. They're both personal computers. Just throwing that out there. There's no why people get inundated with what's better, Android or Apple. What's making you more money? Are we talking business or Candy Crush? PC stands for personal computer. Microsoft does not own PC. Microsoft has software for personal computers. So does Apple. So where all this came from, don't know. But I don't know how I would have to look at the stats of your audience to see if the headline and the copy would be sufficient to say the top 10 steps for fixing your personal computer. I think it'd be fine. And if anyone's throwing that much of a tiff, send them to like some highfalutin place that, will charge them $1,000 for like a coffee. But I would say personal computer or maybe any of your digital devices, because I got Carbonite on all of my phones and tablets and stuff too. So, but it's not about the copywriting. The question was, do you have, let me do this, www.expertauthorityreport.com. Save agenda. Where the heck did it go? Oh, that didn't make an agenda item. That made a new actual, oh, cool. Expert Authority Report. I think there's a new feature here. I think I can actually make agenda. Like I could have called this attention agenda and then put all the bullet points in it. I thought this was just doing the one thing on the fly. Here we go. Show. ExpertAuthorityReport.com. I have a 7-step blueprint. Guess what? On my business material. Each and every one of you watching this, do you have something, we call them digital assets. Do you have something that your audience can get for free to lower the barrier before they talk to you? Because every single one of them is skeptical. Most people aren't going to go, wow, here's someone. Let me just call them up. I trust them instantly. How do you build that gap from total stranger to I'm going to help you and now you owe me money? You need to think about this. What is going on psychologically? Have you ever gone out with anyone and said, hi, it's nice to meet you. Let's get married? That's kind of a big jump. It's no different in business. Hi, total stranger. We're going to become friends. I'm going to help you transform your 20-year-old business that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, and you're just going to trust me off the bat. Now give me a check. That's insane. How can you bridge that gap? So one of the things I did is Expert Authority Report. Check it out. It's a free resource. And Jason, you can absolutely do that. Peter, how's it going? Every single person on here can have a free report. Robert, I know you could. Jason, absolutely. But don't overwhelm them. It doesn't need to be 100 tips and things. It should be not millennials. Jason, you could have what would we call it? Mobile devices, the smart computer users guide. There's a few things we could do. I would want to know what is their age range and affluency of your demographic. Are you dealing with people that buy the cheap devices, or they have all the high-end devices? The affluency. There's a few things with the copywriting I'm thinking of, but basically it's, if you're using a computer, here's the here's the checklist of the smart ways to do it, so it's not going to bite you in the future. One of them is Carbonite. One of them is defragging the hard drive. The other one is also deleting stuff. Once it's backed up, you can get rid of it. One of my favorites is, don't make the hard drive last forever. Go to the store and buy a new one. They only last about 4 or 5 years. Maybe replace them every 3 because they're like $50. Well, I'm trying to get my old hard drive working. Why? Throw it out. All right, catch up. If you have... Amir, great question. Jason, can you promote live stream on Facebook or Instagram? Amir, Jason can... Oh, you're asking Jason. Jason can promote. To answer the question, yes, you can do a live stream on Facebook. You can go live on Instagram. I believe you can go live now on Twitter. They actually have a sister app, Periscope. Most everything you can do it live. It's just a matter of how long. Snapchat, you can go live, but it's only for a few seconds. You're not going to do something like this. So, Amir, what is your business? What business are you in, and what's your core business focus? Jason, if you have a solid state drive, you don't need to defrag it, and you shouldn't. Yeah, solid states are awesome. If anyone doesn't know what those are, it's pretty much what's in your phone. It's not spinning platters. It's a bunch of memory chips. I don't have a guide, but we have a checklist when we perform tune-ups for our clients. Perfect. We perform quarterly tune-ups. Is this could I download this checklist right now, or is this internal? Checklists are great. Checklist, report, guides, anything that's going to actually add value. And computers have, you could show someone how to turn things on left and right, literally, and it would be adding value. Don't like that part of the song. Why won't it change? Skip! What is going on here? Okay, it's back. Another tip is to make sure your virus scanner or malware protection program is up to date. Never use a free version. Use the subscription-based as you get more protection. Quick tip, your ISP internet service provider might provide this for you already. I feel like you were watching what I was doing last night. I literally was telling Robert about Carbonite, deleting some of my old stuff, transferring it over, making sure it was backed up, and I double-checked the virus scan and everything too. Ever see 90 Day Fiancé? No, I haven't, but that sounds funny. Most of my clients are Gen X. Most of them are smart when investing into their PC maintenance. You said the key word that I wanted to use. Optimal computer performance for smart people. You can literally say smart people, and you will attract the smart people because not everyone cares. Some people shop for price, some people shop for value. There's a difference. And it is an internal checklist. So I'm going to recap this again. Everything we're talking about are ways to get attention. It just so happens they are also highly leveraged ways you can systematize and automate. I haven't touched this in a year. And if I gave it to you, it would help you tremendously. Or I could have went on 436 appointments and repeated the exact same content. Which sounds like more fun to you? What are you going to do 2018? Just saying. Yeah, literally, smart people. I'm thinking of something, and I'll tell you when we talk, but there's a program I bought, invested in, and it literally was a bump for smart people. I was like, I'm a smart person. And literally, that's who you're looking to attract, because some people go, they won't say I'm dumb, because they're really, it's not about smart and dumb in that sense. It's when you're doing copywriting, you want to use quick, punchy words. You're not going to say for the highly intelligent affluent. It's way too long. You say for smart people. It just so happens the behavior pattern is that. Classical music. This has nothing to do with racism, ethnicity, discrimination, or anything. The fact, and you can check stats on it, people who listen to classical music are generally of a different type than people that listen to hardcore rock and roll. Some of it gets mixed. There's actually a lot of great bands out there. Some classical bores me. Some classical I love playing. However, I also like rock and roll, rap, reggae, pretty much everything. I was in band, choir, and drama. But that's me. When you look at all this, look at it in the terms of statistics and math. I'm looking to attract these many people. What's the quickest and shortest way to do that? If you're looking to have a rock concert, you're probably not going to go to the Detroit Symphony Opera, Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Conversely, if you're trying to get people to your Detroit Symphony Orchestra, you're probably not going to find them at an ICP concert. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to know who you're talking to. And so many people don't. Well, if you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. And that is just the God's honest truth. Well, I can help everyone. Yeah, so can I, but I'm not going to. And that's a whole other training in and of itself. But I wanted to share on attention, and these are all great ways to get more attention. So, Jason, it's an internal checklist. Why is it only internal? There's only one thing, Jason, why is the checklist internal? There's only one thing in my mind that I get as an objection to this. As far as I see it, there's different bullet points as to why it's still an objection. But whenever I ask people to showcase their internal stuff, there's a reason they don't. And I'm curious what you say, because I know how much it's going to help you. So even if it is what I think it is, which it probably is because it's really the only one I've ever heard, with two variations of it, it's really not a concern, truthfully. Smart people, Perfect. So I know there's a lag with that, Jason. Feel free to put it in, but if you have a concern about sharing internal information, albeit a checklist, a process, your secret sauce, you have to remember that more than likely, there we go. Intellectual property, worried competitors will steal our secrets. So how much of the checklist really is proprietary? I get that you have a special process and maybe you don't share all of it, but like you just shared the hard drive stuff, the defragging it, the getting a new hard drive, the best place. Another one I tell people is RAM. I think I need a new computer. It's running slow. We'll clear some crap off. And then they spend 9 years deleting programs. Just buy a new hard drive. It's way faster and cheaper of your time. The other thing is maybe you have an inadequate amount of RAM to begin with. You probably have 50% open on your hard drive. I don't know anyone, even me, I only have maybe 3-4 terabytes of data. And I take a lot of pictures and video. It was pretty, I got 200 plus gigs on the phone alone. But when I was looking at the backup, it was a couple of terabytes of data, which is a ton. But this was over like the last 8, 9, 10 years, and a lot of it's client stuff. So the average person, they're probably not filming and photoing everything to the degree I do. But even if you have 20 terabytes and you're a professional photographer or videographer, some of the stuff, like adding more RAM, it's not in and of itself, it's not proprietary. But how you take this with this, with this, with this, with this, it can become proprietary. There's really nothing in here that you probably haven't even heard, but how I go about it is vastly different. And I've had people say, I think it's the most disrespectful and arrogant thing you could possibly tell to a professional speaker, trainer, coach, mentor. But when someone, and I've heard people say this, well, I already know about all that. Why should I pay you? Well, if you knew about it, then why the hell aren't you further ahead? Because it's not about the information solely. It's about how you do it and your mindset to apply it. Like I said when I started this, everyone in the friggin' world knows about video. I was sharing some of the more advanced stuff, but this is from 5 years ago. What's changed in it? Not a lot. You know why? Because I designed it that way. I have more success principles that I've learned that are from 100 years ago. There's not a single iota of pages that says, go on to YouTube and then click the button in the top right, because this crap changes all the time. How you think about it. And for anyone listening that is thinking about hiring someone, don't ever say, well, I already know about this. You want to get a quick refund if you already started or never be able to work with that person again in life? Here's a side note. Maybe you're getting more than what they're telling you. Maybe there's some trainings I invested in just to get access or a bonus with the teacher or time with them, or maybe they'll put you in front of their network. If you're concerned about the actual PDFs and, you know, do you have 10 PDFs or 12? Good luck. Have fun with that. So the intellectual property, you don't want someone to steal the secrets. I can get that and respect it and understand it. It was my first real objection when I started telling people, do these things live and give away good content. People are still going to go to you and say, you know what? I could do this, but I don't want to. How do we get started? And that's really what happens most of the time. The people who are so negative and asking the ankle biter questions, they're probably not going to do anything anyway, and they've probably been on 15 others of these, and you're just the flavor of the week. They're not who you're looking for to begin with. So don't give away the stuff that really is unique, that is your competitive advantage, which is really you, truthfully. But don't be afraid to give the really good stuff away, like the tip you were talking about with the defragging the hard drive. Some people, I know people that don't even know what that is. It's a great tip. It's easy to do. But I wouldn't say it's proprietary in the sense that you couldn't share it with anyone. Maybe just do the top 7. You could do, here's the 7. I like 7. Where is it? 7. And it's what I teach because it's enough, but it's not overwhelming. You may have 100, but say, hey, here's your free set. And here's the deal. The checklist, the free download, this is supposed to be quick that they can consume it. It's not supposed to be, here's a free 2-hour movie. It's a, hey, here's early access to the preview trailer. So here's the checklist of the top 7 things, maybe 10, that you should be doing on your PC. Maybe give them a bonus 11 and say, if you want the other 89, click here to schedule a call. And then you can give it to them. And you're also attracting clients and repelling the wrong ones, because once you talk to them, you'll know if they're actually qualified or not. And you can also have, hypothetically, the download tied up to a qualification and application process to working with you. Click the second page. You'll see it. So all of this plays a bigger picture. And if you think you can see the whole iceberg from floating in the boat above the water, keep paddling. We're going to be having fun on the yacht, swimming, listening to good music, having a good time, and actually helping people and making a difference. So I will do the 60-second shot clock. Ooh, look at that. 60-second shot clock. If you have any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Get to freak out everyone with commitment issues. That's always fun. Catch up on these. Yeah, you can build a car, you can build a Cadillac. See, that has to go into the mindset too. Same thing with Bose and Oakley. And, I'd say Apple also. Apple positioned themselves as a premium product. That's actually step 2 of the process, authority. Where do you position yourself as? But tonight we're just covering attention. Stick around. Stick around. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. And I'm here to make a difference in the world and change it, and I want to help you. So whether you become a client now or later or never, I'm still going to help you, because I know anyone watching this needs it, and I can do it. So leave a comment, leave a question, leave me something good, maybe something I'll laugh. Oh, here's another thing about mindset. When I created my software a few years ago and created the support desk, it just boggles my mind how many of them say, leave a question, comment, or concern. I don't even like dealing with my own issues. Why do you think I want to welcome more? Change your language, change your life. Tony Robbins says that. If you are getting too much of what you don't want, think about what you're putting out there. And you might be going, this is some airy-fairy yoga stuff, but it's the honest-to-God truth. What do you think marketing is? How can I convey the same emotion in a book that's not live video? Words. We all have them. We all can use them. So be sure you do. You know what, Jason? I appreciate you for saying that. I miss your evening videos. I need to be on social media more. You know what, Jason, honestly, if you haven't opted in yet, go to that thing. It will take you to my scheduler. We should really talk, because I'm going to say you probably don't need to be on social media more. And it's partly mine. I haven't done these in a minute with everything that happened this year. I just didn't, but I wanted to. I want to know more in detail. I want to know more in detail about what you're up to. I know we don't have time now, but we definitely should talk this week. So, oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'll just put it on here. If you go to, there we go. That'll take you to everything you need. But any last comments, questions? Speak now, forever hold your peace. I have to change. It's like, thank you. Thank you for the private messages. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everything, because I literally was driving home and I was going, oh, I can't wait to just relax. And I'm still in suit pants, and, part of it is part of the reason that inspired me. I was ready to go, because I assure you, I don't wear a suit around unless I'm like going out. If I'm just here and I'm calling people, it's like shorts and sandals, and it's cool. So whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it to the best of your ability. Make sure you're doing it to be the best in your field, because everyone wants to know who's the best. And guess who gets all the lion's share of the business? The people who are the best at what they do. So maybe take a step back, and instead of going, I want to do all this, go, you know what? Here's what I'm really good at. I'm going to nail this. We talked about that tonight at the Rotary board meeting. And we were talking about the next 9 months of what we're going to do to grow the club and help more people and impact the youth. And I presented mine as PR marketing chair. And I go, here's the things that we can be doing to get to the goal. But here's the 3-prong approach: increase awareness, increase membership, and then help the youth. All the rest is just tactics. But have you ever thought, what am I doing the next 3 months? What am I doing the next 6 months? That's the strategy. Updating your website, making sure it's current. Do you have all the testimonials? That's why I know about how much this hard drive costs. I have literally, last I checked, 80 plus video testimonials. Video, not written. I have others written and I have others audio. 80 plus video testimonials. It's probably over 100 because I just got more from some speaking engagements. There's like 2 on the website. Now there's like 5 or 6, and they're going to continue to grow. But I was going, how can I be the best? I'm no beginner, but I still can do more. What can I do? And I went to my own blueprint that I tell people that I work with. Here's what we need to do. So I just grab that and go, here's what I need to do. It's constantly enhancing. So I'll leave you with that. Think of your customer, be client-centric, focus on them. The rest, truthfully, you can get people to do. Well, I need to do all these things. No, you don't. You need to do one. You need to call one of your clients you haven't called in 6 months and say, hey, Bob, I was just thinking of you. How's everything going? How's that update we did 6 months ago for you? You can hire people to do 99% of the rest, but they can't be you. Be the best you. So with that, you are the expert authority. Act like it. Oh, is that my new closing? I think it is. You are the expert authority. Act like it. I'll see you on the stages of the world, impacting lives and making a difference and having fun in the process. Have a great night, and God bless.